How can social media affect your brain for the good and bad? A recap from last week. What's your self talk? I'm Jabari McLennan, and I have the pleasure of coming to you every Tuesday, a little early this Tuesday, and talk to you about this one question I always ask: what's your self talk? And how you need to continue to function in that growth mindset instead of that fixed mindset. And so, what I do, I present you with the ideas and everything that you need to do, including experts on becoming better in your growth mindset. So today, as you can see, a little bit different setup, right? Got a closer view, more quality camera. I grabbed the camera this weekend from a buddy of mine, and maybe the audio was a little bit better, but I was just too excited. I couldn't wait to 7:45 today, so please forgive me. But I did want to go live because last week I got a lot of great feedback on an interview I had with Dr. Catherine Adams. Now, Dr. Catherine Adams, if you didn't get a chance to watch it, was a psychologist here locally in Jonesboro. And what we talked about was, how can social media affect us for the good and for bad, for our mental health? I'm all about wanting to make sure that everything that I do, that I put out, whether it's ideas, whether it's experts, that's us coming to you and just talking about, the important things that you need to do and that you need to operate on. So today I'm gonna change it up a little bit just because I want to recap some of the key points that we talked about last week. Because some people have reached out to me and they said, "Hey, how can I watch that?" And maybe it was too long, you didn't get a chance to watch it. You can watch it on this page, but also we're gonna hit over some of the important parts that I want you to grab hold of and make sure that you get a chance to tune in. But before I do start, I want you to be aware of, if you didn't get a chance to watch it, I want you to just type below yes or no. If you did get a chance to watch the interview with Dr. Catherine Adams, type yes. If you did not, type no. Which either way, let me know. And if you want me to say, "Hey Jabari, can you talk about this specifically today?" I will. But other than that, I'm going to recap it. All right. So, how can social media affect your health, your mental health, for good and for bad? And we talked about, what causes depression and anxiety. And one thing I love that she talked about was our lifestyle. See, we live a lifestyle whether we choose to put good food into our body, whether we choose to listen to the right information, whether good or bad. You have to define that because that's based off your value system, which we talked about that as well. But it's the bad lifestyle that people choose to live. You can't go to sleep late and then wanting to wake up, have all this energy, you want to feel good, and you don't work out, and you put bad stuff into your body, you don't eat healthy. And she was just saying it was just a consistent habit of people doing this. And sometimes we get this from the environment that we're in or our upbringing. Most of the time, the environment we're in, you look at the people around you and ask yourself, are the people around me doing the things that are good for me or that's bad for me? You got to ask yourself that question. That's what's your self-talk, right? And then you have to sometimes make hard decisions. You have to separate yourself from those people who are just not good for you. Or maybe it was your upbringing. Maybe you seen your friends and your family member around you and they just didn't have good habits. Maybe they were just somebody that that's all you had to look for. And because they're family or because they're somebody close to you, you're comfortable with them. And those are the people you feel okay with maybe leaning on or just taking advice from. It's not always great. So we bring upon our own depression and anxiety based off what Dr. Catherine Adams touched on last week because of our bad lifestyle choices. So ask yourself, what are the things that I do that are not good? One thing I like to focus on is, what is the first thing you do in the morning? And what's the first thing you do when you go to bed? This is a habit sometimes that I have to fix myself on. I have to question myself, am I looking at, stuff or looking at information that maybe I'm just trying to catch up with the news, but it may not be the best last thing to go to sleep to. I want to make sure that I'm viewing the things that I want to get better at. What are the things that I need to do in the morning? Preparing my list of things that I must do, so therefore I can have it all set out. If I need to set out a couple things, write my list to do in the morning and get on it, get out the bed, and first thing in the morning, go for it and do it. So I think you need to start rewiring, rewiring the way that you choose to live your life. You can only do so much complaining. You can only do so much reading when it comes to a point you need to do it. Here's the thing. You're not going to be perfect, but keep moving forward. All right. Next thing we talk about is, and that was a combination of both, what was the cause of depression? And then she said, why do people get stuck in these bad lifestyle choices? And I touched on that a little bit already. Now, why is your self-talk important? Now, this is something that I love because she started painting a picture of just talking about, why she in this profession, how she loved to help people, but she want to have she want to make an extraordinary difference, not just any difference, to make an extraordinary difference. To make an extraordinary difference. And when she wants to do that, she said, I have to plant in my mind the things that I want to get better at. And it's literally you choosing to focus on that all the time. It's tunnel vision going towards the direction of the person that you want to be. And that's exactly what she said. And I love that because it taps in exactly to what I talk about every single week. Visualize the person that you want to become. But it starts with you closing your eyes, asking yourself, what's your self-talk? And understanding that it's either I'm focused on growing towards this person. And if you don't focus on anything, guess what? You're going to become nothing. And that's what most of the people and your friends maybe are done. I've done this at one point. I fall into these traps. I'm not no better than you. I'm just someone who have constantly seen the opposite side of what happened when I don't focus on the things that are important for me and focus on that growth mindset. So anything is just saying, learning to tell yourself those positive affirmations because you're working towards a direction and you are working towards an image of who you want to be. And here's the thing. You are not who you need to be to accomplish your goals. I am not who I need to be able to accomplish my goals. So guess what? I have to get better. I have to plant an image of myself, and I have to work on that every single day. And if you've been following me for a while, you have seen how this video it's not been great. Sometimes I stumble over my words. Sometimes I don't spell something right. But guess what? I put it out there. I make adjustments and I get better at it. Why? It's because I'm not really focused on the small errors that I'm going to make because I know the direction I'm going. And Dr. Catherine Adams did a very, 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 very good job. And you can tell how passionate she was. And when she sit down with all her kids and her people, she tell them this exact thing. So I want you to really, really start to visualize who is it that you want to be. And then you have to start going back to what we talked about at the beginning. Do you feel depressed? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel, all these things when you're starting to focus on that? Part of that is okay because you have to start breaking some bad habits. And that's day in, day out, every minute, every second. Because if you can change that in every minute and every second, and you start controlling what you do before you go to bed, you start controlling those bad habits, then you will start getting the results that you want. But it's going to happen little by little. We live in this world where we think we need instant gratification. And it leads into what she's talking about social media. We see these filters. We see everybody posting, all the good. We see people posting about, how this perfect vacation now. And it's summertime, right? You seeing all the vacations. You like, oh man, I wish I was on vacation. I can't afford to go on vacation. Or you see these, you see this perfect baby and they have these perfect filters and it's just a beautiful baby, which is great. And you just see these cars. You see everybody putting out these images of who that they claim that they are, but deep down, maybe it's more going on. But you don't even have time to think about that because all you see is the good. See, what happened with social media is that we have friends or we have people that we follow that put up this perfect image of who they are and how perfect their life is. So guess what? We fall in this bad comparison. We start comparing our lives with theirs and saying, well, I don't have that. I want that. I want to have that type of reaction. I want to have that type of lifestyle. And even if they worked hard at it, or even if they didn't work hard at it, you start comparing yourself as I'm not there, therefore I will never make it. And I'm telling you, that is not true. Everyone has their downfalls. Everyone is getting better. Everyone is at a roadblock or have just overcame a roadblock. So I want you to be very, very, very careful about the people that you listen to and the people that you follow on social media. Because some of these people are posting irrelevant information information that is just poisonous for your mind, information that you think about. If you look at just like, a post that's just disturbing, or you look at a post that's just really puts you in a place of just confusion, and then you go to sleep on that, it's like now you, in your mind, you're meditating on things that you never brought to end, or you never maybe properly answered that question. And maybe it keep you up at night, or maybe you wake up and be like, what is life for? Why am I here? The reason that you have to stop looking at other people who are putting up this perfect image of them is because it's going to cause confusion for you, and asking yourself those questions. Why am I here? What is my purpose? How can I live a more fulfilling life? So once again, Dr. Catherine Adams did a very good job of just talking about how we look at everybody putting up these perfect pictures and we compare ourselves against that. So we have to stop measuring ourselves against these people who are putting up these perfect images. And then also, we got a chance to be able to talk about, what are the things that you need to do? And I've covered a little bit, but what are the things that you need to do to get better at making sure that you are taking care of yourself, those good lifestyle choices. One thing we did talk about, got a chance to talk about Transcend, which is Transcend is a company that I do work for. I'm so passionate about that. I've posted videos and instruction, and she even talked about kind of the outcome. And here's the thing that I believe that the class represent, and that you have to understand. You have to get to a point in your life where you have to sit in your discomfort. I'm going to pause on that for a minute. You have to get to a point in your life where you have to sit in your discomfort, because in order for you to get better, you got to get out of your comfort zone. In order for you to start having more of a fulfilling and purposeful life, it is you pushing yourself out of that comfortable box. And when you push yourself out of that comfortable box, it's because you're going towards that image. You said, this is the person I want to become. This is the person I want to be. And when you start doing that, you are pushing out all the negative stuff. And your brain and your body is going to go to work, because you have so many habits that you build up, and you're emotionally drawn to this person that you don't no longer want to be. But that's the only person you know. So in order to get to the person you want to become, you have to start associating yourself with training programs that I have the pleasure to be able to be one of the trainers a part of, getting in books, getting in communities, getting in people who are like-minded and who wants to get to where you want to get to, whatever that is, whether that's losing weight, whether it's a different job, whether that's just better lifestyle. Ask yourself, are the people around you actually taking the action, not talking about the things that they want to do, but actually putting into action the things that they want out in life? And if they're not taking into action, because we all can talk about it, but if they're not putting in the actions and they're not failing, but they constantly want to move forward, then you need to ask yourself, why am I around this person? Because they're comfortable? Because they confirm, some of the things that I don't want to get better at? We both don't want to get better at this, so we actually welcome each other. You got to be careful of that, because you may be causing your own, lack of fulfillment. You may be causing your own lack of, you may be causing yourself to be stuck. So I need you to continue to start digging in and start asking them hard questions for yourself. Why do you doubt yourself? Self-assessment is very big. And as I continue to close, as I go into close, Billy, it's very true. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. And like I said, if you didn't get a chance, comment. If you did get a chance to be able to watch the interview, type yes or type no. And if you didn't, I'd like to know. And if you have any questions, definitely let me know. But before I go, I want you to think about, this is a quote that I've collected from a lot of people, whether they are very successful in business, they're very successful in health, whether they're very successful in speaking, whether just very successful in all areas of life. This is one of the basic things that I found that I want you to understand, is that when you're willing to invest in yourself, then you will be irreplaceable. Think about the fact that when you start spending money on yourself, that is going to help you become better. And that's in your health, that's in your mental, that's in your physical. That's, you start making yourself becoming a better human being. It's that makes others, that inspire others. It is that actually allow others to take action. you don't take action and you don't follow me, you don't listen to me because, I'm just talking about it, but I'm having a chance to live it out. You're going to see me fall. You're going to see me struggle. You're going to see me do things that I thought that was right, but then I'm like, oh, I had to correct myself to do this. But guess what? It is all to make myself better and start moving in the direction of this image I have of myself. I believe as an African American male that I have a job to be able to present more positive, encouraging information and to be the example for people. And I have two little lovely nieces that just came into town and you get a chance to be able to see. And they're going to follow me. They're going to look at every step that I do. So listen, people are looking at you. And if you're not being an example, ask yourself, what do I need to do? So come back here. I need you to continue to share this every chance you get. Now we'll be here every week at 7:45. Like I said, I'm so excited. I got a new setup today. I got the camera. I got my microphone here, and I just wanted to try it out. Well, super excited. I hope you're okay with that. So if I do happen to go early in the coming future, it's just because I got a chance to maybe really try out some of this equipment. I'm like, oh, I love it. I love it. I love the clarity. I love to be able to come to you and just give you just raw, just my heart, and just continue to present those ideas. So like, share, and go throughout the week and ask yourself, what are the things that I can do to get better? And then act on it. And guess what? It's not going to be perfect. It's okay. Just keep doing. Just make the slight adjustments, learn, and keep moving forward. So, share, like, come back. But until then, that question I always tell you to ask, and make sure you are filling it in with growth mindset mentality things, positive, the good, and then act on it, not the fixed mindset. And you know what that question is? Go ahead and say it with me. What's your self-talk?